So how is your life different now compared to when you first started with PMA?
Oh, I mean, I get 3 days at home every single week with my family, financially able to do what we want to do, savings, a future plan financially, and beforehand it was debt and trying to figure out, how to pay the bills.
I would say financially, it's a lot different. You're able to do a lot of things that you didn't know you were really ever going to be able to do. I never really knew there was a job like this out there. Thankfully, I just stumbled upon it and was able to come out and see what it was all about. But life is definitely different doing this job.
My life is a lot different now than when I first started. I bought a new truck this year, we're buying a house, my wife quit her job, all in a short period of time.
Yeah.
So financially we're doing a lot better.
And what type of work were you doing before PMA?
So right before PMA, I worked in the hospitality field. I was a sales director.
Okay, and what were those hours like?
The hours there were pretty long. I worked 5 days a week, but about 60 hours a week.
Yeah. Okay, and then did that allow for a lot of quality time with your family?
No, not a whole lot. So you're working long days, and when you get home, you're tired, and you might be physically there, but mentally you're still not there.
Okay.
So no, the quality time wasn't very good.
And has that changed since you've been working with PMA?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're off 3 days in a row, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we get to do everything we want on the weekends, and I get to be all there when I'm at home, which is the good part, both mentally and physically there.
Obviously the financial impact has been enormous for us. Coming out of school with a degree in Parks and Recreation Management, I was planning to work in a park system, and the level of income that can be achieved here is far surpasses anything that I was going to be able to do with the degree that I had. So that income level has provided us freedoms that we probably wouldn't otherwise have. My wife is able to pick and choose when she works and where she works, and has built her own business as a result. We're able to put our daughter in a private school, and we're able to take vacations that we've been halfway around the world and back as a result. And we probably wouldn't have been able to cash flow all those things, and probably wouldn't have been able to, with where I had pointed myself previously.
When you first started with PMA, what were your hesitations?
The same thing I think that everybody kind of worries about, right out of the gate. Taking a job that's commission only, I was not familiar with the 1099 status. I had to learn that, how to operate within that. Traveling, how the sales process worked. I didn't come from a background in sales, so I didn't know much about it, where the leads came from, how we generated new business, how to sell the product. I didn't know anything, so I was concerned about all of it.
I was a college student full-time, and then I worked part-time as an automotive technician.
A lot of hours.
Lots of hours, about 10 hours a day on Fridays and Mondays, and then I worked on the weekends as well.
Wow. So did that leave you with much quality time for your family?
Not really. Weekends were pretty much shot with work, and then a couple hours each night. This opportunity has opened doors for me and my family that we just never knew that existed.
I haven't really been in sales at all, but just caddying and things like that. I'm always dealing with people. So at the end of the day, you come out here and you just kind of be yourself. As long as you know what you're supposed to do and know how to do it, it's really a fun job.
Right, I get to help people and at the same time help my family. There's just something about being able to sit down and help families that are in need when they're going through such a detrimental time with diseases.
It's improved in a lot of ways, not just income, which that's certainly true.
What is your favorite part of your job with PMA?
I think knowing that there's always support, there's always somebody that you can go to ask questions, get guidance, that kind of thing.
When you first started with PMA, what were your hesitations?
Taking that initial step, taking the jump and the change, something I wasn't very familiar with.
How did you overcome that?
I challenged myself. I wanted to see what I was capable of doing, and I took that step, and it's been very successful for me.
What would you say to someone else who might be joining or thinking of joining PMA?
I'd tell them, give it a shot. It's definitely worth it. Like I said, you'll meet a lot of good friends along the way. The job is not as hard as it looks, and it's just fun to get out here, be with a lot of people that you're working with, get in a house, especially when you get that first sale. Really makes it worth it.
If you imagine going back in time to where you were when you were first looking into the opportunity, remembering what you were thinking and how you felt back then, what would you say to yourself?
I would say I'm glad I came out and did it. There was a time there during the licensing process where I almost didn't come out. Thankfully I did come out, because it's, this job can really, really change your life. So if you're thinking about it, you need to come out and do it.
So what would you say to someone else who's thinking about coming along to check out working at PMA?
Let's get to work. We've got a great system. We've got great managers that know the system inside and out, that are willing to walk you through every step of the way and make sure that you're successful, and that are willing to match the effort that you put into it. So our guys in the field that have the hands-on training will put into the business exactly what you put into yourself. And when those two things collide, it creates massive success for everybody involved. So show up. Let's get to work.